it's fun if you got your teammates around you. I mean, the guys up front is what makes it fun. If you got 5 guys up front that you know you can trust, I don't care who the receivers are or the backs. You give me 5 guys that want to fight, we'll win games. And that's, you know, if they've got a good offensive line, he should be fine.
Jim to throw. They're coming at him. Gets the pass off.
Yeah, we had a good group of guys. You know, but I think what we all had in common, though, we had a great system. And we had a head coach that would let his offensive coordinators coach, you know. And he hired some great coordinators. I think the best one he ever hired was Doug Scoville. I think Gifford will attest to that, Mark Wilson, myself. That guy was just a brilliant offensive mind. And I learned more from him in the 2 years that I got to play for him than the 15 I played in the pros. On Friday nights, he says, we're gonna light that scoreboard up like Las Vegas. He goes, I want those numbers just changing all the time. He just loved to throw the football and score touchdowns. That's all he wanted to do. I don't think Doug liked me a whole lot my freshman year. I just remember, because if you're a second team here, you don't get a lot of reps. And I was at least third team my freshman year. And so I'd stand there and try to watch, you know, 7-on-7 and see what Gifford was doing and try to learn the offense a little bit. And then once out of a blue moon, Doug would say, all right, you're in. And I'd been standing there for an hour, I hadn't thrown a ball. And so I said, Coach, I haven't thrown a ball in an hour. He goes, oh, you're not ready to play? Next guy in. So the next day I would be playing catch, you know, just in case I got a chance, right? And he'd look at me and he goes, well, you're never going to learn anything by playing catch. I could never do nothing right for him. And finally I said, what do you want from me, old man? I mean, come on. Like I said, I learned a lot from that guy. Yeah. And just a lot of it was tough love, you know. But I cherish those 2 years that I got to play with him.
What is your greatest memory in this locker room?
Oh, boy. There was a lot of great memories here. You know, I don't remember a whole lot of losses, coming in here after a loss. The night that my name went up in the stadium here, that was awesome. You know, I didn't think it ever happened because I didn't think I'd ever graduate. You know, I didn't like school when I was in school. And back then, I think it was 55 when I finally graduated. So it took me 37 years to get that diploma. But I'm glad I got it done. You know, I talked to Lavelle about it, and I'd promised my folks that I'd get it done. And I saw Lavelle, and he said, get it done. He goes, I don't know how much longer I've got left, you know. I want to see your name up there. And I was glad I was able to do that before he passed.
In that crowd, you got thousands of people that never even saw you play, but they know who you are, and they know what you did here. What does that legacy mean to you?
Well, I'm hoping some of the stories are positive. Being who I was and being the Catholic kid at BYU is really kind of got blown all out of proportion. I was the only Catholic guy on this squad.
Your tight end was Catholic.
Yeah, but Bill Scheffler was Catholic. You know, my dad loves to tell this story about how he told Lavelle this after the Holiday Bowl. He goes, yeah, the Catholics saved your butt again tonight.
And what did Lavelle say?
No, the Catholics won the game for you tonight. And Lavelle would always say, no, the Catholics tied the game. My little Mormon kicker came and won the game. So my dad tells that story all the time. He loves it.
What do you think Lavelle would think of you if you had a conversation with him today?
Oh, he'd probably say, you haven't changed much.
I think he'd probably say you've changed a lot.
I don't know. You know, I think Lavelle and I, we had a good relationship. You know, I had to meet with him every Monday morning for 5 years I was here. And he'd tell me where I was at all weekend. And he just said, you know, just keep on this straight path. And I said, I'm on that path, Coach. I'm on it. It's straight, lead me straight to the NFL, hopefully. And it did. It did.
It did.
Lavelle was he was so even keel all the time. He was always, really the only time he was upset one time at practice that I really saw him get mad. I mean, he stopped practice and screamed at everybody. And then the very next play, I did something that irritated him again. And he kind of grabbed my face mask and was jerking me around. And I kind of knocked his arms off. And I ended up leaving practice that day. So I had to go up to his house and talk to him. I said, Coach, look, I said, I said, I've done it my whole life. If I get pissed off, things are going to come out of me. I said, my mom and dad whipped my butt all growing up. It just happens.
He seemed to understand you.
Yeah, well, he knew I just wanted to win. That's all I wanted to do. I hated sitting there on the sideline. I want to play. Whether or not if I can physically walk out on the field, I'm going to play.